Hello class 2, welcome back to maths class. Today in this class I am going to start with a new chapter. As you all know that we have completed chapter number 7 fraction, and I gave you some assignment also to do. So I hope that you all are doing that and practicing at home. So let us start with a new chapter, chapter number 9. As you have seen in chapter number 9, we are going to learn how to measure the quantities. Quantities in the sense like, suppose you have a say a piece of cloth. You want to measure it. How will you measure that? What are the units to measure? And what do you measure in that? Like as you can see here, this is a piece of cloth. I want to measure it. So in order to measure this piece of cloth, I have to measure the length of this. Similarly, I have a book in my hand. If I have to measure this size, okay, then what am I measuring? I am measuring the length. And we will be learning about the different units of it. In the same way, suppose we have to measure the any liquid quantity. Liquid, okay, like it can be water, it can be oil, it can be juice, it can be milk, okay. So if we want to measure any liquid quantity, then what do we measure of it? We measure the capacity of the liquid quantity, right? Okay. Now for example, you go to vegetable shop, okay? Then you ask for vegetables and you then tell the person that what quantity you need the vegetable, and you ask him to give that much quantity. So in that case, what are we measuring? When we are measuring the quantity of any vegetable or anything, any object, then what exactly we are measuring of it? In that case, we measure the heaviness, or we say the weight of the quantity. So in this chapter, in this entire chapter, we are going to learn how to measure a length, what are the units used for measuring length. At the same time, we will also learn how to measure the capacity and what are the units used for measuring capacity. And then we will also learn how to measure the weight of any object or heaviness of any object and what are the units of it. So these things we are going to cover up in this chapter. But do you know one thing? Before we discovered all these units, there were, like in ancient time, in olden times, there were no such units, no standard units were there. Then in that case, how people used to measure things? They had their own measuring, not instruments, but they used to use certain things like their body parts, okay, sometimes the length of the shadow and all, and like these kind of things were there which actually did not give the accurate measurement. So in that case, we discovered the standard units. Alright, let us talk about non-standard units. Non-standard units means such units or such things which gave us measurement but they were not accurate. Like for example, we used to use certain body parts. As you can see here on the board also, I have drawn and written fingers. With the help of fingers, we try to measure the length of anything or any figure or any object like that. You used to measure the finger. But do you think the measure of my finger and your finger is going to be the same? It is not. And that is why these non-standard units were discarded. They were not approved. They later on, like everybody disapproved to use it because everyone's body part size are not same, and so they will give different answers. In the similar way, hand span. Hand span means like from the tip of the small finger, okay, till the tip of the thumb. This length or this measurement used to call as hand span. This is called hand span. Okay, fingers we have understood, this is fingers. With the help of all the fingers, we used to measure the length of any object. Then there was another unit which were used for measuring the length. This was called hand span. Okay. Now there was, after this, later on again there was another body parts or another unit, non-standard unit, which were used to measure the length. That is, it's called cubit. Cubit means like from your elbow till the tip of your middle finger. This length was called the cubit. Okay. Then again here also, your hand size, my hand size will not be the same. Okay. You all are children, so your hand size will be small. In that case, definitely what I am going to measure, suppose I want to measure this side of the board. So my cubit size will be different and your cubit size will be different. And that is why again this was discarded. This was disapproved. Then there was another, like sometimes you must have seen children playing and they measure the distance or the length with the help of feet. Here also the size of your feet and my feet, or the size of your feet and your father's feet, will not be the same. But if you want to measure a particular distance, your size of the feet will be different, number of feet will be different, and your father's number of feet will be different. So again we are getting not the correct answer, not right answer, and which is why this non-standard units were discarded. And later on, to get the correct answer, to accurate answer, whether I measure, you measure, or any other person measures, whether irrespective of the place, irrespective of the person, irrespective of any other aspects, the answer should be the same. So keeping all these things in mind, later on the scientists, mathematicians, they discovered certain standard units of measurement. Okay, for measuring length, for measuring capacity, for measuring weight of any object. Later on we started using standard units, like for example kg, then kilometers, then kiloliter. Okay, these were the different standard units which we later on started using for measuring different quantities. Alright children, so what you are going to do, you will write the topic on top, chapter number 9, metric measurement, and these are the non-standard units. In non-standard units we have learnt about the fingers, hand span, cubit and feet. This were disapproved. Why? Because everybody's body parts sizes are not same, so they were giving inaccurate answers. Okay, so you in your copy also you will write this non-standard units, and on the right hand side you will draw them as well. No need to color, you just simply draw it in your copy. Okay, then when I will meet you in the next class, we will discuss in more detail about the measurement of standard units. Okay, we'll start with length, and then we'll do later on we'll learn about the capacity, units of capacity and units of weight. Right children? So do practice this, and I think I hope you have understood the non-standard units, why they were discarded, why they were disapproved. Alright, so please practice it, do the assignment, and if you have any problem, please ask me. That's all in this video. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.